and welcome to Tome of Uselessness. I'm Devin.
I'm Dan.
And today we're talking about Detective Pikachu. Pikachu. Good. Already fucking up.
Yes, off to a good start.
But before we talk about Pokemon, did you like anything this week?
Yeah, I got a couple things down, actually.
All right, let's hear it.
I read The Injection by Warren Ellis, Salvi Belair. It's an Image Comics book. There was 5 issues, and it's unknown if it's going to continue, but it was super cool. Really cool art, really cool writing, just a neat kind of blend of old mythology with futuristic stuff into a neat story, and it's like, supernatural behind the scenes, which is one of my favorite kind of things. So
cool.
Enjoyed that a lot. And then I also read The Goddamned Book 1, which is another comic.
Cool.
And this is it was called Before the Flood by Jason Aaron, R.M. Guerra, and Julia Brusco. And it was kind of a neat take on Cain from Cain and Abel, the biblical story. And he's like a mortal wandering the world, and then he eventually encounters Noah, and it's all horrible, and everyone's just like a murderer and everything. It was pretty intense.
Like Noah from Noah's Ark?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because Cain's immortal, so he's just kind of like still there and still around, and eventually encounters him and stuff.
Is Noah immortal too?
No.
Oh, so it takes place in
Yeah.
Noah time.
Yeah.
Not modern day.
No.
Like I had originally just jumped to.
No, yeah, like old biblical times or whatever, right?
Oh, that sounds boring.
It actually was really good, though. It was actually really...
That's good.
Yeah. And supposedly there's going to be more, because it says at the end, book 2 is going to be called this, so...
Cool.
Yeah. And that was about it.
That's all you liked?
Well, I've been watching other things, but mostly in preparation for the show.
Not Game of Thrones.
That's one of the things, indeed.
Let's see. There are 2 things I liked this week. First, I started watching Barry.
Right, yes.
Which is about a assassin killer for gun for hire that takes up acting, and starring Bill Hader, and it's really good.
Yeah.
Not super deep into it, but I like it.
Nice.
And then the other thing was John Ronson, who wrote Men Who Stare at Goats and The Psychopath Test. He did a podcast. Well, he's done, I guess it's like season 1, season 2, but season 1 is like a complete story, and season 2 is a complete story. So I listened to all of that. Season 1 is called The Butterfly Effect.
Right.
And it's about the effect of the company Pornhub allowing pornography to be free on the internet and how it changed the industry. Really super interesting. And then the second season is called The Last Days of August. And it's about a porn star, August Ames.
The Canadian one, yes.
Yeah, who committed suicide. Yeah. And her husband claimed it was because she had done this isn't revealing too much. She had done a tweet saying that she didn't want to work with a male porn star who had done boy-on-boy porn, I guess.
Yeah.
And she got reamed out on Twitter for it, and her husband says that's why she killed herself, but then you kind of go down a rabbit hole, and it's maybe not all there is to it.
Yeah, like I've heard that she was on antidepressants and other things, etc.
She had rough childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
They're both really, really interesting. John Ronson is an excellent interviewer.
Right. He seems to and really well researched.
Really well researched and nobody's 100% not biased.
Right.
But he seems to go in it with a really open mind and really respectful of the people he interviews.
Right.
Especially the Butterfly Effect, because they could just go it could go wrong so easily. Sure. If he was,
Well, I'm saying that's one of the things I really enjoy, of course, and he's enjoyed a lot of success is Michael Lewis's stuff. He wrote The Big Short and all that kind of stuff like that. He does research his topics quite well, and he writes it in such a way that you can grasp what he's getting at. So.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would recommend both of those.
Cool.
Or all 3 of those things. Kind of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, before we start on Detective Pikachu, wanted to ask a question that we don't ask all the time, but sometimes. Devin, what's your story and history with Pokemon?
Oh, okay. So, my brother, who was on the second Oron episode, if you haven't checked that out, that's probably fine. He's 9 years younger than me, and he used to watch the cartoon.
Yeah.
And we went and saw the first North American Pokemon movie, which is actually apparently the second Japanese movie,
really?
which is why it was called Mewtwo Returns.
Right, yeah.
So we saw that in theaters. We used to have the Team Rocket model duologue
Oh, really?
memorized.
Nice.
I don't have it anymore.
I'm sure it's in there somewhere.
Peter had a poster of all 151 Pokemon on his wall.
I have that poster.
Nice. And then I married my husband, and he has a love of Pokemon. He has many cards.
Yeah.
His card collection probably is worth more than everything I own combined.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. That's about it. I can name half of the original 150.
Yeah, it's probably like more than you think, but
yeah. There's a lot
it's
of
not something you just don't think about all the time.
Yeah, but I never played the card game. I never played any of the video games.
Right.
Yeah, the only like real exposure I had was with the show and the movie.
Cool.
Yeah. How about you, Dan?
For myself, sort of similar situation. I remember when the show first started, and I remember watching it kind of just on and off, but it was the Game Boy games that kind of drew me more into the Pokemon, and I've played nearly all of them. I definitely have missed, I think, one generation's worth, but I have just full on admit that I have never finished one of those games.
What?
Never. Because I always play them and I just keep building my team, and like grinding, and I'm like, look at my Uber Pokemon, and I never go anywhere in the story. I just kind of wander around.
See, Tony's so into it that he's had all the games, the red, blue, orange, green, silver.
Sun, Moon, XY.
Yeah. And he also has for like some of the Game Boy games, like he's got like the Japanese versions.
Right, yeah, or some like the gold editions. Or
and he has the bootlegged ones that are like Pokemon Pink. Yeah.
But yeah, so mostly with the, like I said, the games, I visited the show once in a while. I actually, maybe a few years ago, I was like, oh, you know what, maybe I'll go back and watch it. And I think I watched like 4 episodes and I was like, I can't.
Oh yeah, I tried to rewatch it at one point and I was like, this is so bad.
Yeah, I just can't. And
Ash is so annoying.
Sure, but as you know, he's plucky and out there doing his thing. But like I said, yeah, it was mostly for through the Game Boy games. It was where I got all of my Pokemon kind of knowledge. I do actually own some of the original first editions of the Pokemon card game.
Oh yeah.
But I think maybe I played a couple rounds with my brother, but like literally never like played it with people. Yeah, own that. But yeah, like I said, mostly through the games.
Peter used to have some of the cards, but he didn't have anyone to. No, that was Yu-Gi-Oh. He had the Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Nice.
Which is different.
Yes.
Yeah, I know things.
But yeah, like I was saying, that was just kind of. So as a frame of reference, like, yeah, I know more because of, I think through those video games, I know a good amount, but I don't know specifically like how they sound or their attacks or like there's definitely so much about Pokemon I don't know, especially considering there's like 800 of them now. So,
yeah, there's a lot about Pokemon that I don't know.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm uncomfortable with the amount of knowledge of Pokemon that I have.
Sure.
As in, I feel like I have too much knowledge of Pokemon.
Well, and that was one of the things that this movie, I think, tried to really strike a balance on was, I think, there was only like one Pokemon I didn't really fully recognize. Everything else I pretty much had.
Tony was saying that there's Pokemon from all the generations in
Yes.
it. Okay.
Yeah, definitely that. For sure.
I always said that Team Rocket wasn't in it.
Well, you know, maybe next movie.
Yeah, I watched a video on it.
Okay, well, before we get going, Detective Pokemon.
Detective Pikachu.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu, sorry.
Okay.
What'd you think, Devin?
I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't think you need a knowledge of Pokemon to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
The story was fell apart in the third act, but it was...
Like many do.
Yeah. But it was still enjoyable enough that it wasn't a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds was good in it. It had funny lines, interesting action.
Cool.
I wasn't bored in it. I didn't go to the bathroom and come back and find out that
Pikachu was tortured.
He was betrayed and stabbed 17 times.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy because it was pretty similar length to the Hellboy movie, of course, and just such different movies.
Yeah, this one was good and one wasn't.
Yeah.
Hellboy wasn't good, for clarification.
I also enjoyed the movie. I went in with, like, not low expectations, but I was just like, this is probably going to be enjoyable, but I'm not, like, amped to see it.
Yeah.
But I definitely enjoyed it and would recommend people go check it out.
Did you watch any trailers?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering if, like, because sometimes if you don't care about a movie, you let them slip by.
Yeah. But I don't remember seeing a trailer really for this movie. I knew it existed. And I was kind of like, what? And then I was just like, all right. But yeah, I enjoyed myself, enjoyed the time, and thought the Pokemon designs were pretty cool, and just like the translation into real world.
I thought that the CG special effects, or whatever you want to call it, looked amazing. Yeah, like all of it was good.
I got some notes about that we can get into later.
You hated it?
No.
They're like, it should have been claymation.
No, absolutely not. I think the CG was really well executed.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
And the mix of live action with CG is, that's just gotten better and better and better. Like, a lot of times I'm thinking of something like, say, like a Transformers movie where, like, there's CG battles, but they don't interact too much with the real world.
People, yeah.
Or when they do, like... Sometimes they do a good job, like Transformers 1, where there was that one scene where the thing breaks a bus, and I was like, wow, that actually looked like it broke the bus, not weird. And this, again, there was some good interaction with people that you don't see as much. And there was a few scenes, where it was like CG, but what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Right, kind of thing. But I think everyone can enjoy it. I think people who are Pokemon fans would enjoy it, and people who aren't could.
Tony saw it, and he liked it.
Yeah.
He thought it was good.
Oh, and I was just also thinking, like, kids as well could enjoy the movie as well.
Oh, obviously.
Obviously. No, but it's because the Pokemon fans range from, like, children to adults now.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I think they were smart with casting Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
Yeah.
Because he is going to appeal to people who are older.
Yes.
And the fact that they're a Pokemon is going to appeal to children.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know how children work.
Fair enough.
I do know that everything in that movie could have been a toy.
I'm sure everything is a toy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just briefly speaking of some stuff. So the budget was estimated at $150 million, which was kind of shocking to me, considering the CG fest that it was, but I guess because it was on the slightly shorter side. And we're recording just after...
Maybe they found real Pokemon.
Oh my god, they're out there. No, the box office so far in North America, it's only made $53.4 million, which I thought it was going to open for a little more.
Yeah, but Endgame...
Yeah, it's still around. Yeah.
Still around.
And in fact, still made more on this weekend. And then foreign, though, it's made $112 million, 0.4. So worldwide so far it's done $166.7 million, which usually it's got to make double its production budget to cover all costs.
Yeah.
So I think it should get there. I think I would actually enjoy or be curious to see what they could do in a sequel.
For sure.
If they could do, like, they would do another one-shot story or, do another...
Oh, this ties into the video I watched.
Detective movie, sure.
They said that the way that it was set up was that you could have a story about Ash if you wanted to, because it was in the same region.
Yeah, but they claim that it's 20 years after Mewtwo escaped, in which it was in that Pokemon movie you talked about.
Maybe it's grown-up Ash. Maybe it's a prequel, Dad.
Okay. No, it ties in, which was a nice nod that I liked.
Oh,
which
yeah.
was something I wrote down.
Yeah, because that's what that movie was about, right?
Exactly. Him escaping from the Kanto region.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw that movie. I remember nothing about it except that Pikachu cried magic tears or something.
Sure.
And then Ash was
in this one,
alive.
I guess before we get into any spoilers. But
yeah, sorry. That was a spoiler for a movie that came out in like 1990.
So our main character... our main character, Tim? Justice Tim? Or was it just Tim? It was Tim, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't remember anybody's name.
But anyway,
don't ask me.
he's a guy, he's about 21 or about to be. He doesn't have a Pokemon. As a kid, wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, but now works in insurance.
Yes.
And then he gets a phone call that his dad is dead and or disappeared.
Da-da-da-da.
But, a comical scene where he tries to catch a Cubone in the beginning. Which I think that set a good tone, except for, like I was saying, how they were just dangling Pokemon everywhere, it almost seemed like, where I was like, if this is the movie, it's going to get ridiculous.
Well, it opens with Mewtwo.
Sure, I meant past the Mewtwo.
And, I kind of was like, oh man, they blew their load early.
Yeah.
Because
that's like the Pokemon.
Yeah, Mewtwo's supposed to be the reveal, isn't it? Mewtwo. But no, it was fine, it worked.
Yeah.
But I guess they had to establish the world really quickly.
Sure.
So they did.
Yeah.
So there's Pokemon everywhere.
Yeah.
Tries to catch a Cubone. Dad's dead. Time to go to the city.
It's going to Rhyme City, we're informed.
Yes.
Which is a city that has Pokemon and humans.
Which is a sick rapper city.
Yeah. That's what I assume. There's going to be a lot of rap battles on every corner.
That's what I assume too.
Yeah.
Pokemon rap battles.
Well, no, it's just kind of like we get a little...
I was sad that the Pokemon rap wasn't in it.
Maybe it was in the post-credit scene. Oh no, we stayed till the end.
We stayed till the end.
Yeah.
There wasn't a post-credit scene.
That's right.
Oh.
Yeah, but we're told via some kind of exposition video that it's a city where Pokemon live and work with humans side by side, but I'm also like... It doesn't totally seem to work because some Pokemon are like rats.
Yeah, they're doing their rat business.
I guess. And then kind of outlawed battles, essentially, almost in a sense. Yeah.
I was also pleasantly surprised at this point to see that Bill Nighy was in the movie because he is great.
Yeah, I was also didn't know he was going to be in it.
Yeah. That's it. That was what I wanted to throw in.
That's fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, he gets to Rhyme City.
He goes and sees the police chief.
Yeah. Wait, are we going to get into spoiler stuff?
Or I don't know. What are we talking? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Who are you? Are we going through the movie? That's what I thought we were doing.
Okay, well, spoilers then, because from here on out...
Are we not going through that?
Well, we don't have to. We can.
Oh. I don't know what we're doing.
All right, let's go through the movie from spoilers here on out. When he gets to the police station.
Yeah.
Because that's when the story kicks off.
I thought it kicked off at the beginning of the movie.
Well, that's true. Like I was saying, the movie's just over 90 minutes, so it's pretty breakneck.
Listen, guys, we meticulously plan out every podcast and script it.
Yes. All scripted.
Okay, sorry. Rewind. Spoilers.
Sure.
Police station.
Mm-hmm.
Police cop has a puppy Pokemon.
Yeah.
What are those called?
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
Looks like a bulldog.
It's grumpy.
Yeah. It looks like a grumpy bulldog.
I don't remember. Dad's dead.
Basically.
He drives off a cliff.
Yeah.
Because of Mewtwo.
Well, off a bridge. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he's just told, hey, your dad's gone. Here's the keys to the apartment, And then the whole time, because he is estranged from his father, so he's just like, I'm just going to wrap up his stuff and I'm out. I'm going to go back to my life in non-Rhyme City.
Yeah.
But then when he gets to the apartment, he gets accosted by a reporter.
Yeah.
An intern.
What was her name? Let's call her...
Lucky Girl.
Lucky Girl.
Yeah.
And she's a Psyduck.
Yes, she does have a
Which is a water-type Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
Because
And a psychic type Pokemon.
I watched a video where she was saying that she likes psychic Pokemon because she was loyal to Psyduck, and then all the comments were like, Psyduck's a water Pokemon.
I think it's minor type is psychic.
I don't know.
Has psychic abilities.
I know, he's a psychic duck.
Yeah, like literally it's in the name.
It's in his name, Psyduck.
Yeah.
He's Duckman.
Sure.
Yeah.
So
okay.
She's like, I've been waiting. Wait, has she been waiting there like days to see him? She hasn't gone back to her job because she's waiting to see who checks his mail.
Here's the thing. It's better to not question anything.
Sure, yeah.
We'll just accept that she was there at the right time.
Yeah.
Her Psyduck told her to go.
Right, that's
psychic.
right. He saw him outside. He gave him a look.
Yeah. He waddled.
Yes.
Oh, he did, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was the Pokemon by the garbage can.
Yeah.
Oh no. This episode is a mess.
No, well, I'm just trying to skip to the good stuff here.
Okay, go ahead.
She accosts him, is like, there's a story, he's like, no, he's dead, I'm out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Then he goes upstairs, he rummages around the apartment, and then in a smart move, finds a weird purple vial and is like, I'm just gonna open this up.
Oh yeah.
Which I was like, what are you doing? Like,
say, ooh, drugs.
yeah, basically, he's just immediately like, check this out. It sprays a purple gas everywhere. We see it go outside when he opens the window, and then some Pokemon outside react weirdly.
Oh, monkey ones.
Yeah, monkey ones.
We'll call them monkeys.
Sure. It was one of the ones I don't recognize, at least I don't remember the name.
But we'll spell it MUNKEES. Monkeys.
Like fun keys, but they're monkeys.
What's a fun key?
Nothing, they're just funky.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's a Beastie Boys reference, they're funky monkeys.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. So that's when Pikachu arrives on the scene.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Pikachu can talk.
Mm-hmm.
And dude is weirded out by it.
Because he can understand him.
Because he can understand her.
It's not just that he's Pikachu. It's Ryan Reynolds.
It's not a Meowth situation.
Right. Yeah, what was up with that always?
Oh, I know the answer to this.
Because he was just rare, right? And
no, because he taught himself to speak because he was abused.
Oh.
Tony taught me that. And I think, I don't think he was joking. I think that's actually why Meowth could talk.
Probably.
But it might not have made it over into the English dub.
I can definitely see that getting sanitized a little.
They're like, he can talk because cat. Meow meow.
No, yeah, I was just assumed it was like it was rare that obviously it was rare.
Yeah, like why did Team Rocket even care about Ash's Pikachu?
Yeah, they were talking
me out.
Because they wanted powerful Pokemon, and he exhibited extreme powers.
Oh,
and he was sassy.
Isn't it because he lightning bolted rare Pokemon?
Yeah, basically.
And Arcturus.
He was just more powerful.
Right, that's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
The legendary Arcturus.
Yeah, the legendary Arcturus.
Okay, back to the story.
So he encounters Ryan Reynolds, and then the monkeys attack.
Yes.
Because the gas makes them crazy.
Yeah, they stop smiling and they get sharp teeth.
Yes.
So they attack and they go on a run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a wacky action scene where they're trying to escape and etc.
And he ends up in the marketplace with no pants.
Yes.
Not the Pikachu, the man.
Yes. Our hero Tim.
Tim, yeah.
Is there with no pants, and then they go get coffee.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Does he get pants before he gets coffee?
Yeah, he gives him back his pants.
Yeah.
Like he has no belt or whatever.
What was the...
And then that was the only time the original voice actress for Pikachu does her line.
Oh, yeah.
Because when the when the one woman's like, oh, he's like, can you hear it? And he's like, Pika Pika. And that was her.
What was the Pokemon
Yeah.
that served them coffee?
I don't know.
Why not? It was so weird looking.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask Tony.
We should have asked before.
You can ask him now. You keep talking. I'll be right back. Keep telling the story.
Well, they get some coffee, and we get some great Ryan Reynolds dialogue and, some exposition sort of about what's going on, and he agrees, sort of, he belligerently makes Tim agree to help him so he can find his dad.
Nope, I got it.
He claims that his dad must be alive because there was no body.
Ludicolo.
Ah.
There, now we know.
Very good. Yeah.
It was like he looked like a homeless duck.
Yeah. And then
Bear. Homeless duck bear.
There was also the brief Jigglypuff in that scene.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She was
singing to somebody.
She was date raping.
Or I assume maybe it's a paid service, you can not.
Weird. Okay, so where are you in the story?
Well, basically I was mentioning how him and Pikachu agree to team up in order to find his dad.
Yes, and now the story gets going.
Yeah.
Oh man, so many things happen in this movie.
Well, yeah, just at a breakneck pace.
Okay, vaguely remember they end up at a news radio.
Right, to go see the intern.
Wait, is that before or after they fight? Nope, that's before. Okay, cool. Yeah. So they go to the...
Yes, because she posited herself as like this plucky reporter, but it turns out she's just an intern at the studio, CMN, I think, or yeah.
Which is owned by Bill Nighy. And his son,
yes.
Goober.
Basically. Yeah, and then we see like her get just kind of dressed down by the boss and everything like that.
But yeah, Goober's mean to her.
Yeah, it's mean to her. Which was weird at the end when there was like that turnaround. I was like, you were a total ass.
Yeah. He said that she didn't dress well.
Yeah.
Which was uncalled for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she's just wearing a smart pantsuit kind of thing.
Yeah, very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what his deal was. I like him even less now.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's like, hey, I know things.
Yeah, they share some evidence, and then they get
She's like, you gotta go down to the docks.
Down to the docks.
Yeah.
Yeah, to meet an informant.
Yes.
Right.
Who turned out to be Mr. Mime.
Yeah, which was hilarious. Because they're walking. It's just so weird because, again, like, it's movie, but it's like they're just walking down these docks, and I'm like, no one stopped them. No one's even around to be like, hey, what are you even doing here?
Yeah, obviously.
Even them walking into that studio, they just walk in.
Yeah.
He doesn't have police credentials. He's just a normal person off the street with a Pikachu.
The Pikachu has a detective hat, though.
Quite true. Everyone's like, whoa, they're clearly on official business.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that.
Yeah. I just thought that was so, like, just movie. Like, no one once says, like, hey, what are you doing? Maybe it was all Bill Nighy because he was trying to find...
We'll get to that.
Turn. Yeah, full circle. First circle. So he was like, let him do his thing.
That's gotta be it.
That's gotta be it. So anyway, they encountered Mr. Mime.
And they interview him.
Well, it was just funny, of course, when he's like, he's getting away, but he's just miming, running.
Yeah. And then they get the information they want by threatening to light him on fire in a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. I thought it initially was like going to be waterboarding, and I was like, whoa. And then I was like, wait, is he pouring gasoline on him? I was like, is that even better?
No.
Yeah,
there's no. That's not better.
Which had that great Ryan Reynolds line when he was just like, oh, he poured his gasoline on him. It's like, that's dark. I like where this went. Because he was getting annoyed by the Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
And then they get the information.
So they have to go to a club.
Yeah, called the Roundhouse, I believe it was.
Yes, and that club has illegal underground Pokemon battles.
Which was a great scene and a great inclusion, because I was like, you gotta have some battles somewhere.
I would have watched it, like, if it was done like this, I would have watched an entire movie about somebody just going to do gyms and battling.
That's what I'm saying the next movie should be.
Yeah.
Then you bring it back to its classic roots.
Ash.
Yeah, well, not Ash, but an Ash-like character who is like...
Ash?
Yeah. His name is... Or it's a girl named Tash.
No, it's
just straight up Ash. Okay, fair enough.
Okay, so they go and they get recognized because Pikachu...
Well, first, there's the Gengar fighting scene was pretty cool. And
what's a Gengar?
It was the ghost that was fighting. Or was it a Ghastly?
Oh, the purple.
It was a Gengar. Yeah. I thought it was a Gengar. Anyway, the purple ghost...
I could fact check.
Yeah, no. The purple ghost is fighting, and it was cool. And, there's people around cheering like it's, it's an underground fight pit kind of thing.
And then the...
one of the DJ/owners, I guess.
Yeah, DJ No Shirt recognizes them and is like, your Pikachu fucked up my dragon.
My Charizard. As well as my jacket.
And my jacket.
Yeah.
So he's like, I'll tell you what you want, but you have to battle...
Which was... classic movie, and I'm glad it went that way, because I was like, some movies, they'd be like, oh, we gotta try something clever or do something different. It was like, no, I'll tell the info if we fight. And I was like, perfect.
Sounds good.
Pokemon battle with the Pikachu, this is what the people want.
Yeah, and Pikachu starts getting his ass handed to him because he can't remember how to use his powers.
Yes.
So Kid goes in. Tim goes in to help him out. Mm-hmm. And then I guess the other owner comes in too for some reason?
Yeah, kind of. He before the fight starts...
Oh, because he's trying to put his tail out or some shit.
Yes, which before the fight starts, though, he gasses up Charizard.
Yeah.
To like give him more.
And it's revealed
rage and what
that
have
he
you.
has a bunch of Professor X serum.
Yeah,
What's
the
it called?
R.
The R.
Yeah, or the R gas.
Yeah. So when he gets in there, he falls and it all breaks.
Yes.
And all of the Pokemon become crazed.
Yeah, they all go into a rage.
Yeah. And it's great.
Yeah, it's great seeing Carnage Pokemon everywhere. You get the Clash of Magikarp moment.
Yeah, the Gyarados was pretty cool. Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah. I like Magikarp. I think I have a Magikarp stuffy somewhere.
Nice. The only thing I didn't like about that scene, and that was going to be one of my things, was I thought the colorization of the Charizard could have used a little bit of notch more in the red.
Oh yeah, it was a little desaturated.
He was really desaturated. Like his gray front I was cool with, but the red I was like, just a couple more notches of red, please.
It's because he was covered in ash from being dirty.
Or I was curious, but I don't think it was though. Maybe it was a 3D situation, but I didn't think it was.
No, I think he was dirty. Oh, he was burned from the electroshock therapy.
It was like probably a week ago.
Yeah, that's how bad.
Because we see another Charizard at one point as well, and it's red also. Like I said, I just would have liked another notch or two in the red. Because the Gengar purple looked pretty great.
That one was a vegan.
Oh yeah. And the Pikachu yellow was really good.
Yeah, the yellow was great.
So it was very vibrant, and so like I said, a little notch in the Charizard scales would have been preferable to me. But it's a minor nitpick, really, because the Gyarados or Gyarados was a good blue.
Yeah.
So.
Gyarados.
Yes.
Yeah. So then they find out that the R was given them by a doctor.
Yes.
Named Doctor.
Yeah, basically this is like the doctor.
The doctor.
Yeah.
They go to the compound?
Well, they get arrested first, and then they get some more dialogue about how his dad's probably gone, etc.
Yeah.
And then, kind of a low point in the story.
Oh, we get the full video?
Yeah, we get to see the video of the car accident and kind of, again, low point in the story-ish, where he's like, I can't do this. But then a car shows up and just takes them to Bill Nye.
He cries with the Pikachu.
Yes.
And the Pikachu is like, makes him feel better.
Yeah, they have a moment.
Mm-hmm. Story development.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was going to say, and it also kind of, when he jumps in the ring, that very much reminds me of the original show, because that's how Pikachu and him become friends.
Yeah.
Is that Ash protects Pikachu from, other things, right?
Yeah, what were those?
I think they were Beedrills, in the forest or something along those lines.
No, they were on the road and they were attacking from the sky.
Yeah, Beedrills.
Were they Beedrills?
I think so, yeah.
And then they're all hurt, and then they look up in the sky, and the Arcturus is flying. What is it called?
I don't know.
You should know
the
this.
Arcturus?
It's a legendary bird.
I don't know them all.
He's an Arcturus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, yes, they bond. They go meet Bill Nye, and then there's some cool stuff all in his office there where, again, if you're a pretty fan, he has skeletons from all sorts of legendary Pokemon and stuff like that aren't supposed to exist, and etc., which is always hilarious in the games where they're like, go find all the Pokemon, and you're like, isn't one of them a god? How am I supposed to find him?
Doesn't he have an Eevee that turns Flareon?
Yeah.
That's that scene, right?
It's either that scene or the next time he goes and sees Bill Nye. I think it's that scene now. Because it is that one, because he's talking about how Bill Nye is showing that he had a disease and he used medicine derived from Pokemon to heal himself, but he's stuck in a wheelchair. He's crippled from it. And he talks about how, Pokemon can evolve and they become better. And he's like,
Humans need to evolve.
Yeah, basically.
To become better.
And he shows some cool holographic tech to be like, here's the accident, blah, blah, blah. Your dad survived. But we don't see what happens afterwards. So they go to the compound with Plucky Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. What did they decide? How did
they went for coffee, remember? And she sat in the booth behind them.
Right. They're trying to be all detective noir stealth.
But they're bad at it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so they go to the compound.
Yeah. Which again, when initially watching the movie, now that I'm thinking back on it, it all makes sense. But there's zero security. No one stops them. No one. Even the road going to the compound is still open. I was like, it's only one road to one place. You'd think he'd shut that down.
Don't be silly, dude.
Yeah.
So they go
to the compound we see in the beginning where the Mewtwo escaped.
Yes. And there's a bunch of genetically altered Pokemon.
Yeah, we see that there's some more than just the Mewtwo experiments were going on.
Yeah. And then Pikachu and Tim. I can't remember anyone's name.
That's right.
Pikachu and Tim
find the chamber,
and they watch some video that gives us some exposition.
Yeah, which was hilarious when it's just like classic mistakes where Plucky Girl's like, you go on. I was like, no, you don't split up the party. That's how things go wrong.
Split up the party.
Yeah, exactly. That's how it all goes wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah, we get some more video exposition, explaining the story, and we're shown how Tim's dad, Detective Goodman,
that's his name?
yes, was involved in the capture of Mewtwo.
Right, because he brought Mewtwo to them?
Yeah. Which you're like, oh, I thought his dad was a good guy the whole time.
But no.
But
He's
then...
a guy.
He's just a guy, you know. But then we get some later reveals. He was doing the right thing at the end. But yeah, so remotely... the ninja ones are released. I don't remember their name. Cool design on them.
Oh, they're called like Grenadine or something.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. They get released.
Gremoladas.
Yeah. And it was funny because, not that it was clunkily set up, but I was just like, okay, so the girl's there, they're getting released, and then he just comes walking down the hallway, and then they're like hanging in the ceiling. But again, I guess because, they're trying to drive them in a direction.
Yeah,
It was at the time, I was like, this whole setup is just not making sense. Right?
Yeah, but you just gotta go along with it.
Sure.
So then they end up in a cage that has turtles with worlds on their back.
Yeah. Well, they end up there, and then they end up outside.
What are those Pokemon called?
No, I don't remember. They say the name.
We shall call them Terry Pratchett's.
Yeah. Basically, yeah. I assume it's a play on Tatooine somehow. But, as soon as the forest started moving, I was like, oh, okay. Because they make that, they're like, oh, these ones were being genetically altered to grow bigger, but they look normal size. And you're like, yeah, because they're coming. And then the forest all moves.
Yeah.
And
so the whole compound is basically on a Terry Pratchett.
I assumed it was beside the compound.
Okay, well, there's big guys.
Yeah.
They're like mountains.
But this was one action scene where I felt that it could have been trimmed.
Yeah, but Pikachu had to get hurt.
Yeah, but they could have still got hurt without the action scene going as long as it did.
Yeah, it did go a little long.
Because the chase part is pretty intense. You're like, oh man, they're getting chased, and then they're running, and then the mountains all start moving, and they're still getting chased.
Yeah.
And then eventually the chase part ends, and they're just trying to
not
die. And by that point I was like, eh.
Yeah, okay.
It just had gone on a little too long, in my opinion.
Regardless, Pikachu gets hurt.
He gets hurt. Takes a rock to the chest.
Yeah, they get off the mountains. Pikachu gets hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tim.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Talks with Bulbasaur.
Yeah, he uses the power of friendship.
Yeah.
to get Bulbasaurs.
Mm-hmm.
And then 5 million Bulbasaurs show up.
Yeah.
And also little floating tree spores.
Fairy types, yeah.
Yeah. And they don't let the girl come, but they lead him to get the healed chew.
Yeah, through a canyon. And this was kind of almost a disappointment to me because, I was saying to you, I thought that we were going to get a reveal of a legendary, or not a but a rare fairy type Pokemon. Because he's like, I need a healing type Pokemon, which is usually that kind of realm. And then you think
fairy.
Yeah, you would get into
a Clefable. See, I know some.
Yeah, and that's kind of what my thought was. But then they come around the corner and it's Mewtwo.
Yeah, and he's like, no, we were betrayed by the Bulbasaurs.
Yeah, exactly. But then Mewtwo has
a sentence I never thought I'd say.
He has all the powers and the vague abilities, and he's just like, heal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's Mewtwo. He's a god.
Yeah.
He gets healed, and then he's like, let me reveal the truth to you.
Right.
And we start to see it.
But before he can,
little remote control drones.
Basically, yeah.
Zap him.
Just straight up capture him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And put him in a truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pikachu gets sad because Pikachu thinks that he's betrayed Tim's dad.
Yes.
Because we get a thing that makes it seem that way.
Yeah. Which was well executed.
Very well executed.
Yeah, and it was kind of like, oh man, this is a super low point in the story, as it were. The friendship is broken. Although Tim was still like,
Tim's
no,
like,
it's okay.
No, we're buddies.
Yeah. he's already like, he's on board, but the Pikachu is like, no, I'm going to betray you too, buddy.
Yeah,
I gotta push you away.
I'm sad too.
Yeah. Because then you get that cut. And he's walking along singing the theme all crying, which was hilarious.
I wish this theme was in it again, though.
Yeah.
I wish the high point of action that, I want to be there.
I would have liked it maybe for like the credit sequence.
Yeah.
That's where I thought it was coming. Cause
yeah, it was kind of sad that, this is off topic, but year ago or so, maybe a year and a half, I went and saw that Video Games Live.
Right, yeah.
Which was really disappointing because the guy that runs it is basically like, hey, I'm super cool. Watch me be myself for 2 hours. But for the encore, he had the original guy who sang the Pikachu theme song come on stage and sing it.
Nice.
And he was like this 40-year-old bald guy that looks like he would have taught shop or something.
Nice.
But he was so into it, and he was running around the whole stage, and he had his Pokemon bomber jacket on, and he was just getting shades and stuff. And it really endeared me to that song.
Nice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Sad that they didn't use it.
Yeah, myself as well. I thought for sure it would be in the movie somewhere. It's like this is Pokemon. It's like the thing that people know about Pokemon.
Maybe his royalties were too high.
Yes, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, that's why they only used 10 seconds of it.
Yeah.
So they sort of figure out the plan, Tim and Plucky Girl, but they don't realize the full extent of it. And then he goes to Bill Nye. And it turns out, betrayed all along.
Bill Nye kidnapped Mewtwo.
He was the bad guy behind everything.
And Pikachu kind of figures this out around the same time and starts heading back to
Rhyme City. Because he gets to the bridge and then, for some reason, one of the evidence things is still laying around.
The Grenadine
Ninja Stars. Yeah.
I think Grenadine's alcohol, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. I know these things.
Yeah, even though cops have been there, they left a piece of evidence. Crucial evidence.
They're bad cops.
On the road.
There's only one good cop, and that is Tim's dad.
Detective Goodman, apparently, yeah.
And Pikachu.
Yeah.
Without them, this force is nothing.
So yeah, he's heading back to the city as well because he realizes that they were lied to by Bill Nye.
Yes. Now, Bill Nye's plan is stupid.
It's not stupid.
No, it's stupid.
Okay, well, what is his plan, Devin? Let's establish this.
Bill Nye is going to put on a headband, like a Professor X headband.
Right.
So he can control Mewtwo, who also has a headband.
Yes.
And what he's going to do is release all the R gas into the atmosphere to make all the Pokemon go into a frenzy. Mm-hmm. And then he's going to use his Professor X powers to power up Mewtwo to make all of the people go into their Pokemon.
Yeah, all their souls / them into the Pokemon. He's going to merge them.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's very stupid.
It's an odd plan.
It's a plan with no purpose.
Yeah.
It's really dumb. There's nothing good about that.
Yeah.
It doesn't serve anything. What?
His logic is he's because Pokemon can evolve and this is a way to evolve humanity, which I was like, okay, I get where the angle, but then...
No, I don't.
Obviously it's not with consent. And then B, the Pokemon don't have a say in it.
And then C, it's not like you can pick which Pokemon. If it was I got this get rich quick scheme where people can pay to become a Pokemon.
Yes.
Okay, cool. You want to make money.
Yeah.
That's a thing that makes sense. But he's
I'm just gonna do it blanket.
I'm just gonna do it to everybody.
Yeah.
So that everybody
Yeah, it's who's gonna run your city afterwards?
Also, are you gonna always be in your body?
Yeah, his plan to then... Yeah, there was his own end game is he couldn't become Mewtwo.
Yeah, because he needs Mewtwo to become Mewtwo.
Yeah, he needed the...
Unless he makes another Mewtwo.
Oh.
Lady Mewtwo.
Right, yes.
It was stupid.
Yeah, his plan was unfortunately not well crafted, let's say.
It was very dumb.
Yeah, like I was thinking it was like, okay, you know, he's got control of the Mewtwo so that he could like do something, because Mewtwo's so powerful, but not just to transfer people's souls into Pokemon. Because then what? It's like, okay, are you gonna rule the Pokemon people? Like
as
the city,
Mewtwo?
Yeah, as Mewtwo. The city's gonna fall apart. Your own body is gonna wither away and die.
Yeah.
Like, because there was some holes in the plan, right?
It was all whole. There was nothing but whole in his plan.
Yeah. So
he was, they're like, oh yeah, he was a crazy old man.
Sure.
Like, oh, okay, cool. That makes sense then. Your plan doesn't have to make sense if you're crazy.
Yeah, I guess.
But he was with it.
Yeah, he didn't seem crazy.
So that was stupid.
Yeah.
If he had or if he was like gonna ransom people going back into their bodies, like,
right.
I'll put you back in your body, but it'll cost you.
Sure, but how would they even communicate that fact when they're Pokemon?
He can understand all the Pokemon.
Okay.
He's like Dr. Doolittle.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, yeah, so his plan, not well thought out in that endgame scenario. Like, it made for some cool visuals,
Totally.
Gas over the city, Pokemon
cool
everywhere.
And like, Pikachu was like jumping from balloon to balloon.
Oh, I wasn't even talking about the fight scene. That was
awesome.
That's great.
Yeah.
I was just talking about like just the execution of the plan.
Oh yeah. It looked cool.
Looked cool. But it didn't make much sense.
What if you didn't have a Pokemon? Like,
yeah, that's exactly it.
Tim.
Yeah, do you just end up randomly in another Pokemon that just happens to be there?
The nearest one?
Yeah, just like the monkey one. Just like, or there's probably a bunch of Rattatats everywhere in the city. So a bunch of people just get tamed.
I should become the Rattata king.
Yeah. Basically. Yeah, like I said, there were some flaws in the plan.
Oh yeah. But whatever, Bill Nye, he gets defeated.
But the original idea, or the original them capturing the Mew and then deriving the Argas from him, that made sense. I was like, okay, they used his power to derive this rage gas.
Not a Mew.
The Mewtwo. Okay, I said Mewtwo.
You said the Mew.
The Mew.
The ancient Mew.
The ancient
different.
Mew. Yeah.
It looks. Oh, I don't have it on my. Tony gave me an ancient Mew card that I have framed somewhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It was one of the movie ones, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
And then it led into a cool fight scene. Pikachu shows up.
Yeah, he fights Mewtwo.
He fights Mewtwo.
And at the same time,
Tim's fighting a Ditto.
It's fighting a Ditto.
Which was cool, actually. I really liked the Ditto execution.
Yeah, it was well done.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And then they figure it out and they win.
Yeah, he takes the band off of, because basically it's like, there was just distracting the Mew, and then Mewtwo can fix everything because he's a god.
Yeah, and he does.
And he does.
And then everybody's happy.
Yay!
And then we find out that Pikachu is actually Tim's dad.
He was merged with Tim's dad.
Tim's mom fucked Pikachu.
No? Wrong show, I believe.
That's the adult version.
Yes. No. Pikachu, because they couldn't get away and knew that Tim was going to potentially die, or Tim's dad, Goodman, was going to die, so he offered to let Mewtwo merge them.
And then Mewtwo had to erase Pikachu's memories.
Yeah, gave him amnesia.
Until he found his son.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense.
Because the power, he was like, you know who you are in your heart, and neither could remember who they were. Like neither Tim's dad, Detective Goodman, nor Pikachu could remember who they were essentially, but together they were like, we're a detective and we gotta team up with Tim.
But
eventually.
Okay.
It was sort of explained.
Movie magic, whatever.
Yeah, it was fine. They separate them. Ryan Reynolds reveal.
Yes.
The ends.
Yeah, at the end he's like, hey, I'm your dad.
Yeah.
And it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then they go off into the sunset. Kind of. Tim decides to stay in Rhyme City with his dad.
Yeah.
And Pikachu goes back to being like, Pika-Pee.
Yeah. Yeah, and his dad's, he's like, I guess I need a new job. And his dad's like, what do you think? He's like, I don't know, maybe something in detective work? Hey-o!
Ha!
Yeah. Because he just flouted police procedures entirely and solved the case, so that's what a good detective does.
Totally. Plus he can mack on that girl that he likes.
Plucky girl,
Yeah, whatever her name was. Psyduck owner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you think of the movie overall?
Well, like I said, it was very enjoyable, and even just talking about it, I still remember enjoying a lot of the scenes and stuff like that. And like I was saying, minor complaints about colorization, maybe the length of that one action scene.
Yeah.
And etc. But like that's pretty minor for an hour 40 minute long movie. And the fact that Bill Nighy's plan didn't make a whole lot of sense. It would have been cool if his plan made sense.
Yeah. It gave me some nostalgia feels of like early 90s TV. Like it had that Power Rangers feel.
Yeah, or I'm actually also
like
thinking,
not in a bad way.
No, yeah, I'm also thinking it was just like because it was an hour and 41 minute long movie, and it wasn't dour. It was like an upbeat like. It
was good. Yeah.
It wasn't a kids movie, but it had that kids movie feel, but not in a total like pandering. It was just good entertainment.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would recommend it to a friend.
Yeah.
Or to an enemy.
There you go. Yeah.
Would you
recommend it to people? Sure.
Friends and enemies?
Sure, why not go
everyone in between?
Yeah, maybe they will become less of an enemy when they enjoy that.
Aww, power friendship.
Power friendship, yeah. We've learned that Pikachu and Tim solved the case together.
I have an important questions for you, Dan.
Okay, well, I just had a couple notes here, but I think I mentioned most of the notes, except for the one about the artist, which I will get to, and something about the licensing, which I thought was interesting. What was your question?
Also, it looks way better than Sonic.
Sure. There was an Onion article saying that like a headline along those lines.
Nice.
Like, there's CGI monstrosity doesn't look worse than Sonic or whatever. But anyway, yes.
Okay, you ready for a very important, very serious question?
Let's do it.
If you had a Pokemon, what would it be?
Oh, snap. Jeez.
On the spot.
On the spot, and there's so many.
And why?
And what? Well, I'd always... I'd get one that could fly.
So you could ride it?
So you could ride it and fly. like, how would you not? Like, the obvious answer.
That's fair.
Which one? I don't know.
Well, you have to pick one.
No, I don't know. It probably wouldn't be the Pidgeotto types. I think I'd go for something more like, odd just because I'm an odd one. But I don't remember.
Pidgeotto is odd.
I don't know.
A Mewtwo.
Obviously a Mewtwo. If he was chilling around, be like, hey Mew, you and me, let's team it up, buddy.
Mewtwo. Mew's different.
I said Mewtwo.
You said Mew. You said Mew, you and me.
Well, I want Mew. I'll get the original god Pokemon.
It's cuter, so.
Yeah. I don't know, have you ever thought about said question, Devin?
See, I like Oddish.
Right, yes, he's mentioned the Oddish. Yeah.
And I like Snorlax. But I don't think I would battle with them. I think they would just be my friends.
Right.
So I'd have an Oddish and a Snorlax. That's what my Pokemon are.
Fair enough.
You can have the best naps with Snorlax.
Sure. There was the one in one game where it was like a fighting Phoenix one or whatever. He was pretty kick-ass. Yeah. I don't remember because there's so many. I don't know, Devin. I don't know. I have failed the question. I'm sorry.
Eevee.
I suppose there's the evolutions, right?
Mm-hmm. Can you name any of the evolutions?
Maybe like a couple, but not all of them.
I can't name all of them either. Yeah. But there's one that has flesh ribbons and it's really gross.
Right, you were talking about that.
It's the fairy type.
Yes.
Or there's some shit. And it only evolves into that if you really love your Eevee. Otherwise, you get like a Vaporeon.
No.
Which is a water.
Pokemon experts we are.
Ah, yes.
So anyway, I thought this was kind of cool because I was looking into some of the behind the scenes stuff, and I thought it was neat because I was really curious about how the animation process would work with Ryan Reynolds, of course, because I assume much of his dialogue could have been ad-libbed.
Oh, you know what? He put a little video on his YouTube channel where he put dots on his face.
No, really?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say he was on set and he was just off screen with a mic. And so
nice.
They just had him mic'd up so then the actor could respond to him as well as, I guess, eventually so they could CGI it correctly.
Cool.
Which I thought was really smart. And then this was what I wanted to get to was that I don't know if you remember on the internet, there was a...
Oh, I remember the internet.
You remember? But there was a project of a guy doing real life Pokemon. And he was posting them on DeviantArt and stuff like that, and he's done it for a long time, and he based the Pokemon off of like real life animals, and he would research them and like draw them. That got the attention of the people making the movie, and they called him up, and he went down and worked on the movie for 7 months.
Holy shit!
To make the Pokemon look realistic from the cartoon versions.
That's so cool.
Yeah, and it was really cool, and of course his art and these real Pokemon that he's drawn are very cool. In fact, I think 1 or 2 have become Pokemon since he started doing it.
Oh, cool.
Like some of his own creations became Pokemon in the universe.
Oh, that's really awesome.
So, yeah,
I love hearing about shit like that.
Yeah, his name is RJ Palmer.
Okay.
And they brought him in, and so he was just talking about, so he'd do the design, and of course it would go to, like, because he was like, you have to do the designs more to the show type and what the Pokemon look like, so he couldn't make them too crazy. But he would do a design, and then, it would go back to, like, a committee, and then he's like, one person would like something, but another person wouldn't like something else, so he's like, you do another design, and it goes back and forth. And mostly he was saying the Jigglypuff, he wanted to go in a different direction with it because it's described as having like balloon-like skin.
Oh, and they made it furry.
They made it furry. Yeah,
I thought it was weird that they made it furry.
Yeah, so that was one of the ones notably that he was kind of like, I wanted to do something different with. Like,
I guess it looked creepy with balloon-like skin.
I think that's what he was saying. He's like, you look so creepy. He was into it though, right?
But not good for selling toys.
No, definitely not. I thought that was really cool, and it's like you could see. Because they did make a really good effort with something we were talking about previously, that the Pokemon look really cool, and like the fur about them looks really great. Like it looks like a creature that would exist.
So much better than Sonic.
Sure, but it looks like a creature that you're like, yeah, I could buy that.
Totally, yeah. Especially that Cubone at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did a good job of setting the tone for the rest of it.
Sure. Yeah, more so than the two-headed ones, right? But the ostrich-like one that's two-headed?
Oh, yeah. Well, we didn't really get a close-up.
It was just kind of wandering around the field. Which I think is, of course, an allusion to the games and the cartoon and everything, where you find everything in the tall grass, right? So
I wouldn't know.
Anyway, okay. And I was really curious about how this movie came about, essentially, because Nintendo and, they've been really stringent about licensing stuff for movies since the Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, is that why we haven't had like a Zelda movie and stuff?
Yes, and of course, the Pokemon company, they've only done the animated movies.
Right.
So I was looking into it a little bit, and in April 2016, they had a bid for the live-action movie rights. Mm. And the top 3 companies that were the frontrunners, which were Legendary Entertainment, who eventually got the rights, Sony Pictures, and Warner Brothers.
Really?
Yeah, and then so these other guys managed to get it out from the other 2. I guess the other 2 maybe didn't feel that the rights were worth enough, or maybe they wanted more merchandising rights, because this was stuff I couldn't figure out was, like what's the whole extent of the deal? Because obviously Pokemon, toys, t-shirts, etc. All sorts of ancillary things. Even the cards we got at the end, I assume there'll be a Detective Pikachu line, right? That can be bought for the card game, so what's that all entail? I don't know. But I thought that was just interesting because I was like, how'd this movie happen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah. So Legendary Entertainment were the ones who won the rights and made this movie.
Do you remember the Zelda cartoon?
I have never seen an episode. That's a lie. I think I've seen a couple episodes, but I know of the show. And
I've never seen an episode, but they always teased it on Saturday morning cartoons. They're like, I'm coming up next, Zelda, and then there'd be like a clip. But like this show was never on. It's so weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that was a side note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't have anything else to say about this movie.
Fair enough. What would you like to see, or what would you think could be done in like a sequel, let's say?
I think if there's a sequel, somebody going around to gyms and battling and becoming a Pokemon trainer would be cool to watch. Mm-hmm. Maybe some conflict with Team Rocket, I guess. Yeah. Yeah,
I'm almost thinking they could do like the classic like Karate Kid style plot, or you could almost do like a Gladiator style plot maybe.
Ooh.
Where like maybe there's a trainer and then he's involved with something and then he's like, he's got to like maybe he wants to like end the system or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, it's being corrupted by like the owners or whatever.
Team Rocket.
Or Team Rocket, yeah, exactly. You know, they're behind the scenes ruining things, and then he's trying to take them down or something like that. That could be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
But I would definitely agree. It'd be neat
I
to
would
see,
just like, you know, if it was just
see
like
the arena battles.
if it was just like a coming of age story of somebody going to different gyms and fighting, I'd be cool with that too.
All right, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be cool, especially these days with our technology capabilities. The arenas they could really do, because in the animated show you see once in a while where there's like the arena's funky in some way. It'd be cool to see that on like a bigger scale.
For sure.
Right.
Or you could have like you know, one of those like he's bought the best Pokemon and then he like loses them and then he has to like start from zero.
Right.
With like a new Pokemon. And train him up, and he like learns the value of hard work or whatever.
Right,
and then
right,
at the end, he can choose to like keep his new Pokemon or go back to his money Pokemon.
Yeah, or like I'm thinking almost like a former champion or whatever.
Yeah.
He's like you know, he's knocked down. Like, he wants to get back in the game, prove he's still got it or whatever.
What if we had like
Starts
a
with Bulbasaur.
disgruntled adult?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, like a
champion.
drunk.
Yeah, like a wrestler type situation where it's like an older guy or older woman, or like an older trainer who's like, I'm out of the game, I'm not going back to that life or whatever.
But then they have to save their kid or
yeah,
from cancer.
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Who would you get to play it?
Robert Downey Jr.
Oh yeah. I would like to see Robert Downey Jr. as like a gym leader.
Yeah, no, he could be a cocky gym leader.
Yeah, he could totally be the cocky gym leader.
Then you get Chris Evans.
We just go through the Avengers.
Well, he's not coming back, so.
No, Chris Evans would also be a gym leader.
All right, fine. Well, then who would you cast as our down and out trainer? Tessa Thompson? She played a drunk pretty well.
Why are we only casting Avengers?
Because they got some skills. They need to get out of the Avengers game, you know, so they've got other...
Yeah. Give me a second.
Okay, sorry.
I'm going to think of the best person.
Marissa Tomei.
She was in the Avengers as well.
She was in Spider-Man.
She shows up for the funeral.
That's true. But she's a good actress.
She's a very good actress.
Yeah.
I want to see Sandra Bullock.
Nice. Yeah.
What if Tom Cruise was one of the gym leaders?
Yes.
Oh my god. Listen to me, Legendary Films.
Yeah. Here's the movie.
Here's what we're doing.
We've already got the cast.
Sandra Bullock is going gym to gym. Fighting Robert Downey Jr. Oh no, you just get Kate Blanchett.
Sure.
To play everything.
To play everything.
Every role.
Yeah.
All the Pokemon.
No, that'd be Meryl Streep.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's a good point. They could split up.
Right. She could be past self and then present self.
I was thinking like Meryl Streep could be on the water type. Kate Blanchett could be on the like fire type.
Right.
Yeah. $1 billion.
$1 billion. Yeah, I think, but I don't know, I kind of agree that it would be cool to see some more kind of arena battle type plot.
Oh, speaking of Kate Blanchett, why don't we just get Elijah Wood? He would be so good as a washed up trainer.
That's true, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I would love that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. I figured it out. I've cracked the code.
Crack the code.
He could be an adult Ash.
Yeah. No, absolutely he could.
He could be like a 40-year-old Ash.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Trying to relive the glory days and everyone's like, you're washed up. You can't do it.
That'd be so good.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Alright, there you go. But I don't know. It's curious. I'm hopeful because we got a long weekend coming up, of course. That I actually would like to see this movie make its money back, so that it potentially could do more.
So that we could have the star-studded sequel that we've written. I think we better wrap it up unless you have anything else you'd like to talk about.
I think I've mentioned everything I want to
mention. Various Pokemon.
About the various Pokemon, indeed. Well, there's a lot of cool ones out there. For sure.
Yeah. You can find us all over the internet.
Wow.
Everywhere.
Nice.
Just kidding. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Tome of Uselessness. Website, tomeofuselessness.com. You can rate and review us on iTunes. We're also on other podcast platforms.
Yay!
Confetti! We're not on LinkedIn, though.
Why would we be?
I don't know. It's a social media platform.
For like jobs.
Yeah. Somebody should hire us.
Okay. Well, we don't need like an editor or anything yet, so until then, maybe.
We don't need anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Goodbye.
Thanks for listening.